fence. I'm just getting a pot of water started on the stove because I am making some oatmeal for breakfast. I just have this jar of large flake oats. That's what we use for oatmeal. And I get comments sometimes saying that, you know, my kids love oatmeal. Like, oh, that's so nice that your kids love oatmeal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say they don't all love oatmeal. They will all eat it. And would they rather have cereal every day? Absolutely. Would they rather have waffles or pancakes or some of those other breakfasts every day? Fruit fly. Definitely. But oatmeal is such a healthy and cheap option. And so we do have oatmeal twice a week usually. Like just plain oatmeal, just a bowl of cooked oats. We'll have twice a week. Sometimes I'll do steel cut oats on the weekend or baked oatmeal. And oh, actually, just a second here. I just remembered I made steel cut oats on the weekend. So this is a recipe that is so good. It's such a creamy oats with strawberries. It's cooked with milk too. It's so good. So I'm not sure. I'm trying to think if I should just warm this up and some of the lucky ones get this, or if I should just mix it all together. What do you guys think?
What?
Should I mix the steel cut oats with the regular oatmeal?
No.
So you're saying somebody else can have the steel cut oats?
Yeah, like me.
I'm saying somebody else because you're not wanting to share the steel cut oats.
No, I do. No, that's too much for me.
You are wanting to share, okay. I'll have to think about that for a minute. You know what? All right, total change of plans. Change of plans. We're having leftovers for lunch. So I think I'm actually going to save this for lunch. Okay, then it's fair with some other good leftovers we have in the fridge too. And I'm gonna stick with my original plan, do these oats for breakfast. We're right at the end, sorry, it's kind of dark, isn't it? We're right at the end of our fresh berries in the garden, but yesterday I went out and picked right near the end of all of our raspberries, and there's some blueberries underneath there too. I definitely could have picked these yesterday and just put them on the counter and they would just be eaten up. That's usually what I do. I just put them on the table and they disappear. But I wanted to save these to have with oatmeal because berries are really good with oatmeal. So I stuck it right in the fridge after picking, and I'll just set it out. People can put it on their own oatmeal. What's another one of our favorites? Simeon, what else do we love having on our oatmeal? What's one of your favorites?
Sugar.
Sugar, okay, brown sugar.
Sometimes peanut butter.
Peanut butter, yes. Peanut butter is also a favorite. Or raisins. Raisins, fruit, peanut butter. I'd say those are our three top options. And of course, brown sugar, yes. Peanut butter too, eh? Peanut butter and berries? You got it. Just move the jar closer to your bowl. There you go. The kids are just finishing up their breakfast. Elijah, he just went outside. I'm going to tell him that he's the dishwasher this morning. But I am just going to run my smoothie through the Vitamix. In here I've got almond milk and cottage cheese, strawberries, protein powder, and collagen. It is 10:15 and I am more than ready for my morning coffee. So I just poured my cup of coffee with a splash of cream. It is noon, so I'm just about to pull out leftovers for lunch. Like I mentioned earlier, that's what we're doing for lunch today. This food is basically from the last 3 days. Every 3 or 4 days, we need to have a leftovers meal, whether it's lunch or dinner. And today's leftovers I'm actually pretty excited about. Some leftovers are like, okay, who wants to eat this? And other times it's some really good leftovers. And so I'll show you in a minute what I have that we're going to. Some of it is cold, some of it does need to be warmed up. but I'll show you what our leftover lunch is gonna look like today. Also, I've had my apron on all morning because I am also making sourdough bread. So every half hour I'm doing a stretch and fold. So my apron's on, especially because I'm wearing a white shirt. I'm hoping to keep that white all day. Here's our lineup of leftovers. Of course, those steel cutouts. These steel cutouts have strawberries and bananas. And this, usually the two youngest are happy to have this for leftovers. Simeon mentioned it this morning that he'd like it too. And you know what? That looks like it's enough for 3 kids. So the 3 will eat that. We likely have too many leftovers, don't we? For us. Now, Andrew is home for lunch today, so a little bit more will get eaten. But in this container, we have just ham and cheese on an everything bagel, and then we had some people over on the weekend and did hot dogs for the kids, and so we have 5. Okay, yeah, we are not going to finish all these leftovers. 5 hot dogs, 1 boiled egg in there. And then this is what I made at dinner last night. We had a meatloaf on the side, 2 pounds of ground beef, which that meatloaf just disappeared, but there's quite a bit of the side left. So this is a Greek salad, and then I did some pasta with it. And this pasta is a rice pasta, which is really good. I could definitely tell. So I ate a couple of the rotini noodles here on their own, and I could tell that it was rice pasta. I mean, it tastes fine, but I could tell. Mixed in with the Greek salad, I actually couldn't even tell at all. So I think I'm really wanting this. The hot dogs are not interesting me at all. I want to have some of this, and I'll probably have the egg on the side for some extra protein. And you know what? This is going to be tricky actually, because I'm thinking these leftovers should be eaten first. This is so it's Tuesday today. This was Monday. This was Saturday. This was Saturday, and this was Sunday. So these should be eaten first. And I said that the kids love oatmeal for leftovers. They do. But I'm thinking hot dogs, like those 3 younger kids I mentioned, if they have the option, they're going to choose hot dogs. I might just warm that up at breakfast tomorrow. I think that's what we're going to do. This was only 3 days ago, so it'll still be good tomorrow too. So let's do the oatmeal tomorrow. We'll set that aside. These leftovers will be our lunch. I just plated everything up and we are ready to go for lunch. So the younger 4 have a hot dog and some cucumbers. I know that Elijah really likes this pasta salad. I also put some bacon bits on everybody's helping of the Greek pasta salad there. There's mine. I am excited to dig into this. The best kind of leftovers, right? At least to me. These are the best kind of leftovers. Just put some pepper on my boiled egg there. When I stuck the hot dogs into the oven to warm up on these glass containers, I also warmed this sandwich up so the cheese is nice and melted in there. That's Andrew's lunch. I am currently just snacking on these chili and lime flavored almonds. These are so delicious. I have to you need self-control because the flavoring is almost like eating chips, but you know, they're almonds, they're very filling, but absolutely I would recommend this. If you see this at your Costco, try them out. I'm gonna get started here getting dinner together, and tonight I am making a beef and rice skillet. This is a recipe. It's, I guess I can call it a recipe. It's not a recipe I found anywhere. I just kind of came up with this dish on my own. I have made this a bunch of times. It's beef and rice and corn and beans. Usually I add black beans, but I don't have any black beans today, so I'm doing pinto beans. And it's a really tasty dish, but I always cook the rice in a separate pot and then add it to the skillet. And today I thought, you know what, I'm sure I can simplify this and just make it a 1-dish meal. So I Googled a recipe just so that I could get specific amounts, like how much water to rice for it all to be absorbed by the rice, and you know, all be in one skillet. So I found a recipe just for those amounts, but other than that, I'm really just doing my typical recipe. So I'm doing 2 pounds of ground beef. I think I'm gonna do 2 cups of rice. So I'm gonna go get my apron on because once again, I'm gonna be cooking up ground beef here. That's my first step, is cooking up ground beef and then adding onions. Again, you know what guys, it's grocery day tomorrow. So it's not my favorite to film a full day of food when it's the day before grocery day because I just feel like we're running out of things. Typically I would add a bell pepper to this dish too. We don't have any bell peppers. So ground beef, I'll do onion. We also have no garlic, but I'll add some garlic powder. We need a few things tomorrow. Anyway, we'll get my apron on and I'll start cooking up stuff. Also, a little update on the process of making my bread. This is my sourdough loaf. It's just gonna sit here where we did all the stretch and folds, we did the bulk rise, and so now I shaped it. I'm gonna put it into that Banneton basket here in a few minutes, and it will go into the fridge overnight and then bake tomorrow. I have really just gotten into a good habit, a good routine with this bread. I don't have to look at a recipe. I hardly have to think about it. I didn't expect to keep talking for this long, but why don't I show my face instead of just showing this ball of dough? I haven't been making as much sourdough this summer as I do over the fall and over the winter. For one, actually, I don't think this is really a reason, but I have been keeping my sourdough in the fridge more often because I leave it on the counter and fruit flies are just all over it and I can't stand that. I'm like, shoo, go away. I've tried different fruit fly traps and they work, but there's always a few that are still kind of flying around the sourdough starter. But I would say the biggest reason I haven't made as much sourdough is because we're on the go a lot in the summer. And when I make the sourdough bread, I feel like I need about a full day at home on the prep day to get it all started, get the stretch and folds done and everything. And during the school year, being home for, and I don't mean a full day, I mean just home for like 8 hours or something. That's no problem. It's not like I have to try to do it. I'm just always home during the school year. But during the summer, there are quite a few days a week where I'm like, well, this isn't going to be the day to make bread because we're on the go. So today's a home day. It's a good day to make bread. I'm still making it, I would say, 1 or 2 times a week. And it's worked out just fine because that's about enough for us still to have enough bread for a week. And I also have stock in the freezer. I just chopped up half an onion, but this onion was huge. This is half an onion. Can you believe that? It's a lot. What are you doing over here, sir? You're eating some, oh my word, Wesley. You said you only wanted a small bowl, but that's, okay. That's a lot of craisins, bud. Simeon just ran outside. He had some of this trail mix. I told the kids that we need to eat early tonight, so I don't want them to have a big like cracker snack or anything. So they're having either trail mix or craisins or almonds, or I told them they can have a banana or an apple. Yeah. You taking that outside? The next thing I'm going to do is I have this container of chicken stock. I made one day last week, stuck it in the fridge. I'm gonna say that's about 3 cups, give or take. I'll pour that in here as well as 2 cups of rice. Now this should simmer while covered, and I don't have a cover for this pan, so I am just going to stick this cutting board over like that. Check on it once in a while. The rice is all cooked through. I did have to add water another time, so the 3 cups definitely wasn't enough. To go along with our running out of groceries, usually I add a whole bunch of salsa. Can you even see where the line is? I don't know. It's like the tiniest bit of salsa left, so I can't add my usual amount of salsa. So I am going to add a can of diced tomatoes instead. Also this bag of pinto beans. Again, I would usually use black beans, but I think pinto beans will be fine. And yes, I am like right at max capacity for this pan. Charity is also putting in some taco seasoning. A bit more. You probably didn't open the bag. Well, it's fine. Yeah, it's a very small hole, but I'm gonna add some sour cream too.
Is that enough?
Yeah, it's enough that I don't know if this... Are we gonna spill over when we mix? There's a good chance.
Yeah, I think you should mix.
And honestly, this will feed us. We're gonna have leftovers again, probably tomorrow or the next day, because this will be lots. But I'm just gonna get this all warmed up, and then I'm gonna sprinkle cheese on top, and then that's it. I knew a lot of this was gonna be for leftovers anyway, so I stuck it into a different container so that this container is not quite so crazy full. Just finished cleaning up from supper. It's 6 o'clock, and I'm having a second coffee here. I just got a snack out for myself. I am having some pretzels and some of these Brookside dark chocolates. The kids did already snack tonight. The girls, they chose healthy snacks. I was like, what do you guys want for a snack? They chose toast with cream cheese, and Charity had a banana. So they had a nice healthy snack, and I just put them to bed, and this is what I'm having. The boys are out with Andrew, so they'll be home in a little bit, and I'm sure they'll grab something for a snack too. But I'm going to close this video here with my snack tonight. Having my water. I am drinking water all day. I always have 1 glass of water during the day that has salt in it, just to help replenish my electrolytes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.